Welcome everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today so I can go through a little bit more about what makes us unique. Then we'll pass it over to Kyle Hershey, our COO. He will go over a little bit of the back end and actually show how some of this stuff works. And then we'll pass it off to Jose, who will bring it all together with his 28 years of experience in the industry as our sales manager. How it all comes together to close more loans for you guys. So let me go ahead and get started by sharing my screen here. Hopefully most of you have checked out this page and joined from this page, but I want to explain a little bit more about what we mean at each part of this. So we're obviously a little bit different. Myself and Kyle, we come from a marketing and technology background, so we come from a little bit of a different angle here. So we're obviously all about leads, unlimited free leads, powered by our proprietary software, CRM, POS, LOS, and we have the AI built in as well. Which is the new keyword now for today. So we've been doing this for a long time, building businesses and doing lead generation at scale and doing that through our own system. So we are different. We're not your traditional bankers here. So what makes us different? We are non-delegated correspondent. I'll explain a little bit more about why we chose that business model in a second. And we're here to provide you guys some technology and tools to scale your business up exponentially, instantly. Basically, plug and play. You plug into our system, you're instantly going to be able to do more with what you're already doing, and obviously plug into a lot of other cool features as well. So we believe whether it's self-gen or company gen, we want to make sure that we fill your guys' pipeline, and it's even more important these days when more of the traditional resources have dried up. So we want to make sure you guys fill your pipeline with whatever type of lead you want, but use that and use our CRM to build more leads from there. So it's all about building upon your systems and plugging and play into our system here. So let's talk a little bit more about the business model. As I mentioned, we are non-delegated correspondent. We've built this team, this company, this branch, whatever you want to call it, in all the different models. So we started at a FDIC bank, all 50 states, went to broker model, went to non-delegated model, and went to delegated model. And we found that the best is non-delegated correspondent because we can do both correspondent and brokered loans. So we have over 120 lenders and investors, and we can either broker or correspond with them depending on what's best for our borrowers. So we have over 5,000 loan programs with us as the lender between our 34 correspondent investors, where we're always going to have the best rates and pricing because correspondent pricing is always going to beat broker pricing, even at the same investor, because we're funding the loan with our own money, drawing the own docs with our own law firm, and taking all the risk that comes with that. Now, if there's any reason where we can't fund that loan or there's a specialty program we don't have, it's no problem. We're going to find the best of our wholesale lender partners that have those loans. So we always get our customer the best price. So we have every loan program imaginable: VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR, all that stuff we usually fund in-house. And we can do our commercial, mixed use, CDFI, SBA, whatever fits our client. Usually those are the types of deals we broker out, but whatever's the best for our client is what we want to make sure we do, especially when we're generating leads at scale with you guys. We also have our AI built in. We call him Calvin. He's our AI loan officer assistant. Kyle will show you some of the features of that, but just know that he's there to help you out at every step of the way with different emails and tools and tricks and all kinds of cool stuff. Now let's talk a little bit more about the technology. So we come from more of a technology background where we want to build tools for you guys to build your business. So we have our instant lead generating website where you plug in, just like what you're looking at now. You guys will instantly have your own with the AI built in, your POS built in, CRM, LOS, all that built in. And it's all built by us for us. And what that means for you guys, one login for you, one login for your customer, no matter which place you want to do that loan of our 120 plus lenders and investors. So your prospects can instantly flow from name, email, phone number, all the basics, to pulling their own live rates, completing their own 1003, pulling their own credit. The liability is all importing into our Encompass-based system, but you don't have to necessarily log into Encompass. So our customers also get our instant rate quotes from over 5,000 loan programs and automated requotes when you plug into our system and set your customer up properly. And we do that all through our API integration. So as I mentioned, don't need to log into Encompass, but that's what we use as our backbone. Don't need to log into Optimal Blue. That's what we use for our pricing backbone, industry standard, but you don't need logins for that. One click of a button in our CRM, you can do any of this. Meridian link for credit, account check for VOE, VOI, VOA, appraisal work with 5 AMCs at the click of a button, no logins needed. Everything's just a click of a button away there. We also have our instant business cards and flyers. So again, you instantly get a website, Instantly can put your face on custom flyers, business cards, all that great stuff to start generating more leads today. You can also capture leads from people visiting your website with no form required. Really cool thing we have. We'll show you guys a little bit more about that in the back end. We also have our automated social media. So the instant that you sign up, plug and play into your Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're using to promote your business, and we'll automatically post there and generate more leads for you guys there. We have our AI built in with Calvin. He has dual Oz built in. So not only do we have our dual Oz where you can run Fannie and Freddie underwriting side by side, but you can also run that by Calvin to AI analyze the results and see which may be best for your borrowers. And to top it all off, we have our development staff on hand, and we do basically weekly updates, and you guys can always request new features for that as well. And trainings and support, definitely something that we found lacking in all the different business models we've been through. So we want to make sure you guys always have everything at your fingertips. So we're remote based. Obviously, everybody is remote here, but we have our remote based learning center where you guys can jump in 24/7, 365 to expand your skills in our classroom style setting. You can also plug into our daily trainings. We have trainings every day, from our mortgage rates podcast 5 days per week to our sales training podcast 5 days per week as well. And then 2 days per week, we go into a detailed loan officer training and to a different topic. You guys can check that all out on YouTube as well. We also have our Zoom support. So we're all remote based, but we still want to get face to face. So you can pop into the company Zoom room, get face to face with one of our processing team members. They can take over your screen and show you exactly what to do to try to get you unstuck from whatever you're doing. We also have our knowledge center where we not only have articles from us, tips, tricks, videos, all that great stuff, but from our partners, guides, matrices, program information, flyers, webinars, all that great stuff from our hundreds of partners there. And to top it all off, Calvin AI is built into our compliance AI, so you can search all the federal regulations and all the states we're licensed in as well for some quick compliance advice if our compliance manager is not in the office at that moment. And the last section here is just some of the general things that we're still passionate about. Don't necessarily fall under one general category. So business purpose loans, definitely something that I love to do when I'm working with my investors. We can do those in 44 total states with no extra licenses needed. So very cool opportunity to expand your footprint without necessarily having to get new licenses. We have our different lead types. Kyle will show you where they all come from, but we want to make it very simple, 50-50 split on all the different lead sources that we have. So basically plug and play, automate your lead generation and scale up your business, just plugging into our system with what you're already doing. So if you want to set up your own campaigns, we have leads we can set up for you. Kyle will show you how that works. Or if you are already doing leads, we can import those with our webhook. Kyle will show you a quick example of how that works as well. You can also refer deals with one click to our team. So we have team members in all the different states. So if you're not licensed in that state, or maybe you've not done that loan type before, maybe you don't speak that language, you can click a button and refer it to a team member and still earn 75 basis points for helping with that deal there. We have instant payroll available. So if you click a button there, you can request instant payroll. So that's a cool feature as well. And we want to make sure we have no monthly fees, no hidden fees, no payroll fees, no desk fees. None of that stuff exists here. We want to make sure we built all these tools for you guys and make it very transparent. We are also very passionate about meeting you guys since we're all remote, but once a year we do a big retreat here in Miami where we rent a yacht and all kinds of great stuff where you guys can come meet each other face to face and meet the team face to face once per year. And we pay for the hotel room for all the fellows on the team that are closing deals. Now, if you guys drop off for any reason, the video's here. You can watch that again if you need to. But let me go ahead and talk about the compensation, and then Kyle will show you guys a little bit behind the scenes here. So senior loan officer, obviously our premier plan here. This is what we'll focus on to start. Senior loan officer is the goal. 225 basis points is the base commission. That's on conventional and non-QM here. That's 2.25% for those not familiar. And then we want to make it a simple 50-50 split. So if you take any of our leads, Kyle will show you where they come from, all kinds of different places, but very simple. If it comes from us, 112.5 basis points, so 50-50 split on company leads for conventional non-QM. That's 1.125% for those not familiar. Now, our senior loan officers obviously get all the cool stuff, but to top it all off, they're going to get the referrals from our team. So when you click that button to refer to a senior loan officer, it's going to go to our senior loan officers, and it's going to come with a team member. So not only is it a lead, obviously a friend, family member, client, but it comes with a teammate that's going to help you out. So those are the best deals that we have there are going to go to our top team members. Unlimited access. So obviously all of our senior loan officers have access to all the different lead sources that Kyle's about to show you. And once you're up and running, you can get 25 basis points bonus for any volume over 2 million. So we want you guys to plug into our system and try to get you as much of that revenue back as we can. So anybody that's rocking and rolling, you can definitely get some of that back there. And for those that love to teach, another opportunity to generate more revenue here. If you want to do a team leader upgrade and teach how to structure, disclose, do all the great stuff that you're going to learn to team members, you can earn 25 basis points structuring your team there. Now, to be a senior loan officer, you must have closed 6 loans in the last 12 months. That can be with us or anybody else. We just want to make sure you know what you're doing. It is quite a bit of responsibility to do non-delegated and correspondent and brokered as well. So we want to make sure you know exactly what you're doing so you're able to disclose your own loans. Now, when you start off, no problem. Everybody can start off as a loan officer, earn 150 basis points. That's 150 basis points on conventional non-QM. And again, 50-50 split on company leads, so 75 basis points on any company leads you want to grab, no problem. We are non-delegated and brokered with over 130 investors and lenders, as we mentioned. You instantly get the lead generating website we already talked about. You instantly get access to our Calvin AI at all the different steps. Kyle will show you some of the cool things that he can help you with. And you're going to have access to all the different lead places Kyle will show you here in a second. And again, you can click that button, work with a senior LO, maybe learn how to do a fix and flip loan or a ground up construction loan if you haven't done one of those before. Team up with a team member and earn some good revenue while you learn a new product. And we are licensed in 23 states currently for primary and second homes. That means you can originate 21 additional states business purpose without necessarily having to get a new license. So a lot of cool features here. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop those in the Q&A. But let's go ahead and pass it over to Kyle, who can show a little bit more about what we're talking about here. So Kyle, are you ready?
Yep, absolutely. So, of course, when you come on board, there's trainings on all this, but just want to point a few things out here on our CRM. So this is our CRM, and just like any other CRM, you take your notes here, send your emails, send your text, and actually Calvin, our AI assistant, can send the text and emails for you. If you want to click this button and he can, respond to the emails for you. He can type up your email and type up your text and stuff for you instantly. So of course, you can set reminders for yourself. You can put people on action plans, drip campaigns to automatically text and email them over the course of years, all that kind of good stuff that any other CRM does. But what really starts to set our system apart here is our quoting system. So within 2 minutes, with just a few pieces of info to fill in from the client, just 6 pieces of info, you can click one button right here, which pulls up all of our rates from all of our different investors through our Optimal Blue API. That's for conventional and non-QM. All of our pricing is in here automated. And what happens is within a couple of minutes, the system will send your client an email and a text message with a nice, pretty quote that looks like this, where they can see what these things mean here when they scroll over them. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, has the proposed loan info here, does the monthly breakdown of the taxes and insurance and stuff automatically, gives them the estimated lender fees for that kind of loan. And then of course has you here as the loan originator with all your info. And you can also add a realtor to these quotes. So this is big. Your realtor partners absolutely love this because they know when they send you a client, not only can you quote their client within a few minutes, but you're going to add them to the quote so they can see what's going on and you're keeping them in front of their client's face, right? Saying, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Who else is your realtor going to give business to? Somebody who's just emailing a client back and forth, or somebody who's sending this nice, pretty quote instantly with the realtor attached to it and their picture on it, right? So your realtor partners absolutely love this. Now, the coolest part about all this is when your client's ready to move forward, they just click this button that says start my loan application. And they're taken to their borrower portal, which looks like this, where they can start their loan application immediately. They fill out their whole 1003 in here without having to leave the page. It's going to prompt them to upload the documents we're going to need. It's going to show them their loan info, the milestone of where their loan is at, which of course automatically updates as you go through your milestones on your end. And then they can communicate with you through here as well. So that's what it looks like to your clients. Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end now that a client has submitted an application. So you'll see here on our back end, notice this application is 100% complete. So that's why the green bar is all the way over here. And you'll see that you can help them upload their documents, see their documents. You can also request documents, whether it's you or your process. You can say, you know what, we need the HOA approval, save changes. Now it's going to let them know that we need that document. You can also request a whole packet. You can say, you know what, this started as a conventional loan, but it's actually going to be a VA self-employed loan. Well, I don't know what documents we're going to need for a VA self-employed loan off the top of my head, but the system does. So we can replace it, and then it will only be asking the client for the documents we need for that loan type. You can also request signatures if you need them to sign something. This sends them the e-sign. And of course, when they go in their portal, they can sign it right there without leaving the page. Our legal e-sign is all built into our system on that one login that they have. And then you can request custom documents, you or your processor, anything it is that you need. You can request it there. And also you can have our Calvin AI assist, do things like title fees, order VOA, VOI, VOE, request insurance, request title, and all this kind of stuff. So Calvin is there to assist you. And of course, you'll have a processor as well, but it's all built in here. Now, what happens is once your client submits their full application, like you see here, we instantly and automatically pull credit, right? So we pay for the credit up front. The client doesn't have to put in their credit card or anything. We pull the credit instantly so that when you click the Encompass API tab right there, as Nick said, we do everything in our CRM. So even though we're using Encompass as the backbone, you don't actually have to log into Encompass. Notice, when you pull up the Encompass API, the whole 1003 will already be imported into here. The credit will already be imported. The liabilities will already be in here. So as soon as your client submits their application, everything is already here for you at the click of a button. Now, one thing that Nick wanted me to point out there about what we have with our Calvin AI, we can run dual auth here. So you can click one button and run Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac automated underwriting, and it lays them out next to each other. And then our AI analyzes it and tells you which one is better for that client's situation and why, right? So not only can we run dual auth here with one click, but we can, our AI will analyze that for you. Now, once you've submitted this loan, right, and then the loan goes into underwriting, what you'll see here is if we scroll down, you'll get your underwriting conditions right here on the same portal, right? And you can upload them, or you could dispute the condition and kick it back to the underwriter. So you see how everything is here in the same system. This is how we're going to take a client from being a name, email, phone number, all the way through the process to where we're going to communicate with them in the CRM, quote them in the CRM, gather their documents, gather their application, pull their credit, and originate the loan in Encompass, and even fulfill all the underwriting conditions, all here within one system, one login for you and one login for your client. So now let's talk about where these leads come from in the first place. So first and foremost, the way that we send you leads is through our ad campaigns. So we have ad campaigns running on, Facebook, Instagram, Google, all these different places. When somebody clicks on one of our ads, they double opt in to be contacted, and you're sent a text immediately to your phone. So you can pick up the lead and call them. So I'm just going to show you a little screenshot here of my test account. This is just over the course of like 2 hours. You'll see that I got all these leads coming in where I can click the link and get the lead. So we have business purpose, we have regular purchases, we have fix and flip. So all coming in here within just a couple of hours. Those are all the leads that I got there on my test account. So that's the first and foremost way that we provide you with leads. Now, another way that we provide you with leads is our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer, just like any other auto dialer. You can call 300-400 people in a day. You can press one button to drop an automated text and email to them if they don't answer, right? So you can call hundreds of people, dropping those automated texts and emails. And notice we have calls in here already loaded up for you. So everything from DSCR leads to purchase leads. So also if leads don't get picked up by somebody when they're sent out via text, they fall into here. We have realtor leads. You can call realtor lists. We even have cold call lists if all the rest of the leads run out. So there's always leads for you to call here on the back end in the auto dialer. So every day you can come in and put in work and give, those clients a call there. Now, another way there is to work leads in our system is that you can have us manage an ad campaign for you. So the same leads that we give you at no upfront cost on a lead split, you could pay for them yourself, and there is no lead split, right? So if we pay for it up front, there's a lead split. If you pay for your own leads up front, there is no lead split. So what happens is we copy our campaign that we know works, that we've proven out already, and we put your budget on it. And so that way you have your own campaign going on. And again, there's no lead split on those because you paid for them up front. So we're going to give you leads all day that we're paying for up front. But if you want to boost your pipeline even more and boost your pipeline with leads where you don't pay a lead split on them, this is a great way to do it. And again, we've already proven out these campaigns. We know they work. These are the exact campaigns that we're putting our money into, and we simply copy it and then put your money onto it and route those leads directly to you. So this is a great way to get leads as well. Now, another way to work leads in our system is our import leads tab here. We give you your custom webhook here to bring leads in from anywhere else. And we give you the instructions here on how to do so. So if you're already buying leads from Zillow or LendingTree or Free Rate Update or something like that, you can bring those leads into our system in real time. So you use your webhook, you set it up, and then as soon as a lead comes in from, Free Rate Update, it drops into our CRM. Our CRM sends you a notification. That way you can call them and quote them and do everything like you would do with any other lead that we give you. But this is your lead that you, purchased from elsewhere and brought into the system. So you see here, whether it's the leads that we're giving you via text from our live campaigns, or whether it's calling leads that we have an auto dialer, or having us set up a campaign for you, or you getting leads from any other legitimate third-party sources that you can bring in to our CRM. So essentially every way there is to work leads, we have that built into our system. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jose here. Jose is our sales manager with 28 years of experience as a loan officer and a realtor. So we'll have him talk about how this all comes together to actually close more loans, and then we will open it up to questions. So go ahead, Jose.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So, it's great you're hearing the leads, right? And the technology. And what we definitely want you to know, and we want you to rest assured that you will not be left behind as you get your loan applications in, as you're trying to learn our tech and our processes, right? That's what we have our team leaders for, our processors for as well, right? Everybody gets assigned to a team leader as soon as you're cleared to originate. The application comes in, you get an alert email, your team leader gets an alert email, management gets an alert email. This is an example of the support that you're going to receive, and everyone immediately is going to be looking at that loan application, and then you're going to receive an email with some guidance from your team leader, possibly one also from myself, breaking down the loan scenario a bit for you, covering the parameters, credit, income, assets, property, so you can start off on the right foot. And then within 24 hours, as is one of our required processes, you will have a meeting set with your team leader so that you can go over the structure. That initial email is just giving you a little bit of a heads up, what's going on, any issues we may have identified, so you can start getting ready for your meeting with your team leader, in which time you will go deep into the structure of the file, make sure that the quote that you selected, that the customer accepted, is the correct option, looking at what's needed, helping you with the action plan, and then setting you off on your way so you can start structuring that loan application, because the next step after that will be for you to meet with your team leader to get the file reviewed and disclosed. If it's a non-delegated correspondent file where we're the lender, we disclose those files in-house. We generate documents, we're the lender. If it's a brokered file where we are not the lender, we're the broker, you're going to discuss it with your team leader as well. They'll review it and then give you the green light for you to go disclose your files. And then once the file is disclosed, the non-del file will get assigned to an in-house processor. And on the brokered files, you have the option to use a third-party processing outfit of your choice, or to self-process the deal if you want to save your customers money and if you feel you're up to processing it. You do have that option on the broker channel, whereas on the non-del channel, where we're the lender, there's always going to be in-house processing. And then after that, your processor will help you with your loan. You will be clear to close, goes to our closing manager, and then the next step will be a nice, happy closing. To give you an example of how we've been able to assist many of our MLOs, one that comes up is we had one of our newer MLOs. She was definitely new to the non-QM world. She'd done some agency loans. This was her first loan application. She received a lead from her own lead plan, right? But it was a difficult loan. We had a structure meeting. She brought her materials to the meeting, which was basically she was going to go down the same path that the previous MLO at another company went that got the file denied. She was trying to do the file either full doc or bank statements, and then we realized after reviewing that the best option was a profit and loss loan. So she went to the customer with the action plan that was provided, and within a little bit over 3 weeks, we were able to close that loan previously denied at another outlet, approved through the mortgage calculator for a profit and loss. And as if she hadn't done such a great job to begin with, she was even able to get the original appraisal transferred, right? So that was definitely amazing job by our MLO, but we obviously gave her the guidance on that process as well as the profit and loss loan, and we're able to close it in a little bit over 3 weeks. And it was $1,056,000. You do the math times 1.5%. Not a bad payday for her first deal, considering that had we not had the structure meeting, I strongly feel that she would have gone down the same path, or maybe tried to force it as a bank statement loan. It was not going to work. It would have been denied, and she would not have gotten that big paycheck, right? So hope to have you on board at the Mortgage Calculator, where we will definitely help you get your traction and get you producing and closing loans in 30 days or less.
All right, thank you. So real quick, we'll just go over the next steps and then we will open it up to questions. So when you're ready to move forward, you're going to go ahead and go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join. We'll go ahead and put the link in the chat as well. If you're experienced, you'll join on the senior plan. If you're not experienced, you'll join as on the loan officer plan. And what's going to happen is as soon as you fill out your info, it's going to take you to fill out the contract for the compensation plan. Now, you don't need to sign it right then. It's going to email you a copy, so don't worry, take your time, look everything over. Once you do sign that initial agreement, though, that's what kicks off all of the next steps. So once you sign that initial agreement, then we'll give you the next steps so that we can collect your documents and sponsor your license and all that kind of good stuff. So, excuse me, the mortgagecalculator.com/join, we put it there in the chat. Those are the next steps. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and stop recording then, Nick, and we will open it up to questions.